What do you think of that business? I'm just saying, I got 2 backgrounds.
It's pretty fancy. It's pretty fancy.
I did mess up the Valentine show thing. I took about a bajillion screenshots to try and get it right. Because I like Kandorwithkaty up here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's fine.
There.
Yeah. I know it's hard. It's the opposite. So,
everything's opposite, yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Kandorwithkaty. Woohoo. This is Donae Cotton.
Hello. Hello. Hi.
So, she and I have some mutual friends on Facebook. We're in a group together. We've had some couple of chats. I'm a real estate advisor. She obviously is a photographer. So I had reached out to her at one point to maybe do some photos. Mm-hmm. She is multifaceted. I haven't decided yet. I told her already. I do have another friend that I had booked other real estate photos with, but we kind of canceled. But I have an idea, Donae. So remind me later. Say, Katy, what was your idea?
Okay.
We're going to talk about tonight. Okay.
Got it.
Well, let's just give like the new look. Oh, Heather, me or the background? My friend. Well, she, if you put it on comments, you can see him, but I'll put him up here. Don't read them until I put them up here, because then you're like, oh, hey, that's my friend. She actually has started to do Facebook Lives as well. So, nice. Donae, let's talk about how long have you been a photographer?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. You started. Go ahead and say that first.
Okay. I've been a photographer for about 15 years. Full time, I've been doing it for about 10. So This is my only income source. I was working in the hotel industry, in sales, and I was doing my photography on the side. I became so busy that I decided, hey, you know what? I can give up my week time job and just focus purely on weekends and still make, if not more, than what I was at the hotel. So I quit and was able to be a full-time mommy and work when I wanted to work. So yay.
Which ended up being probably quite a bit.
Yeah, I was shooting sometimes 2 to 3 weddings a weekend. So weekend warrior is the way to go there. And then sometimes during the week, like on a Friday afternoon or Wednesday afternoon after, they were finished working, I would do sunset shoots for clients. So yeah, depending on their availability. So pretty effective there.
Working all the time. And then, well, that's great that you could actually make I'm actually putting Do Not Disturb on my phone because for some reason, I always forget.
Put that ringer off, so hopefully that'll do.
Yeah.
I'm so popular. Everyone calls me all the time, Katy.
That's what I said to my friend last week. I was like, because there's going to be a plethora of people calling, but you know how it happens. As soon as you do something.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
As soon as as you know, I'm so last minute. And so in the last hour, I'm like getting a bunch of texts and email, and I'm like, I can't talk right now.
Yeah.
So this is your 15th year, you said?
This is my 15th, going on 16th this year. So yeah, 16 years. I started out taking photographs of just families and people, individuals, headshots, high school seniors, just kind of people photography. And then a friend of mine said, hey, my sister's getting married. Would you be interested in photographing her wedding? And I was like, hey, listen, like weddings are a whole new ball game. That's a lot of pressure. I'm like, I'm not going to mess up a wedding. And I finally, she convinced me to do it. And I said, fine. I went out to West Photo in Minneapolis. Shout out. And I spoke to a wonderful lady who hooked me up with some rental gear. I had never used full frame cameras before. I literally went home, YouTubed all that crap, and arrived at the wedding. I stopped on the way to the wedding twice to puke because I was that nervous. But I absolutely aced the wedding, and they loved the images. And from there, it literally blew up. When I say overnight, it seems like a phrase, but it literally blew up overnight.
That just gave me chills. That's pretty amazing. That's a very good story. I mean, we all like that, right?
Well, yeah, there's so many people in life that actually don't know what they want to do. And it took me a long time to figure out what that was. I've got human resources background, 911 dispatcher, restaurant manager, director of sales manager, event coordinator, admin assistant, like you name it. I've got all this plethora of experience, but I only figured out that this is what I actually wanted to do later on in life. So
that's fabulous, though, because you're doing it. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard the accent, but I hear a little accent there.
What? I have an accent?
Is that from Minnesota?
No, it's not from Minnesota. No, it's not from Minnesota.
No, I know that because I'm originally from North Dakota. So
oh, sure you are.
it's about 6 o'clock, don't you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm originally from South Africa. So I immigrated here 22 years ago. I married an American man, and we were married for a while, and then just decided that wasn't going to work for us and stayed.
In South Africa, though?
No, I actually met him in the U.S. I was working on a missionary ship called the Anastasis with Youth with a Mission.
Okay.
Met there and immigrated here with him. He was an American. Lived in Colorado, moved to Minnesota. I left him in Minnesota, 15 years of marriage, and then moved to Wisconsin with my son and I.
Which city in Wisconsin?
Hudson, Wisconsin, like right on the river. It was a beautiful little town. I had a studio down there. I loved it. And then I started dating a guy, and 4.5 years into it, we decided, you know what, this cold is absolute beep. Let's just get out of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and move to warmer weather. So I moved to Arizona. Unfortunately, the relationship ended, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to make the best of it, and I'm staying. So I landed on my feet, and yeah, my son and I live in little old Maricopa, Arizona. And
if you don't know where that is, it is basically between Phoenix and Casa Grande, closer to Casa Grande, but it's south of Phoenix. It's just off the beaten path a little bit past, which Indian reservation?
I would say Chandler's the closest town to where we are. Between Chandler and Queen Creek, it's like in the middle.
Yeah, well, you're close to Casa Grande too.
If you drive out to Maricopa on the 347, you're bound to see wild Mustangs. Not the cars, the horses. It's pretty amazing.
Beautiful, and javelina too.
You
frogs.
Right.
Well, so how long have you been in America? Is that the house you bought with your husband then, or did you buy this after you guys?
I was married to the guy that I moved to Arizona with. We ended up buying a house together and moved to Maricopa together. Didn't get married. Everything went to poop, and we broke up. And so I was scared, but I ended up moving into a home with my son and I'm renting until I can find my feet again. So it's all good.
I know a good realtor. I'm just saying.
I know. I've got lots of realtor friends, but I hear you're pretty awesome, Katy.
Yeah,
like amazing.
Well, okay, so just let's go on that now. So, listen to this, Donae. I love your off-the-shoulder top. So cute.
Thank you. It's actually a jumpsuit from Torrid.
Oh, adorable.
It's a full-on jumpsuit, and it's got like the low back with the ties at the back.
Yeah. Donae knows how to accessorize. She's a very confident woman. We're going to talk about this later with her. You know, she just takes life, head on. So that's amazing. So I'm going to share your wedding site right now just to talk about the whole thing in general, and then we'll talk about your boudoir pics, okay?
Oh, good. Yeah.
So this is your website. Oh, you got another comment coming in that I got to put up there. Hang on a sec. This is her website, and it's weddings in couture portrait. Right?
Yeah. Weddings in couture portraiture. Yep.
That's beautiful. I think are the pictures changing on there for us? Yeah.
Yep. They'll do their own thing. Mm-hmm.
Look at, there you are. Ding, ding, ding.
Thank you.
I colored my hair. Oh, no. She's talking this is really cool. I love this picture right here. It's like the Beatles. Are you guys seeing this?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. So she's got a lot of pictures on here. You can see she does maternity, personal branding. This is Amelia Earhart-esque.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love doing pinup. It's besides weddings, boudoir, and pinup. I mean, I like glam as well because not everyone's going to want to get into lingerie. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But I just love the pinup. It's so sassy, and that's always been me. Like I'm sassy all the way. So it kind of brings out my personality, and then I transfer that onto my clients who've never posed before. And all of a sudden they're in this cute little pose, and when they get the images back, they're just blown away. Like, that's me. I'm like, yep, that's you.
Well, and one thing I wish that we could do, because the way this shares, I wish it would show the whole picture.
It's okay.
As you can see, the background's changing. So what I love the places you pick, and you live here in Maricopa, but I know you go anywhere.
I travel internationally for weddings. I've been all over the world for weddings. I will travel to wherever you need me to go. I have a client that sends me to Hawaii. It's such torture. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh,
I know. And I do photographs of her daughter on the beach with a surfboard, or I'll fly to California to do something in the sand dunes. Wherever you want me, I'll go. I have a camera. Passport's expired right now. With COVID, it's going to be quite a mission getting that renewed because everything's so backlogged. But, you know, I can still travel like around the States. So, yeah.
So when you do that, you just charge extra for the travel? Is that what that is?
Actually, my international weddings work the following. So I look at the package. My average 8-hour package is about $4,500, $5,000.
Okay.
What I do is I look at the price of 2 air tickets. Sorry, I got something in my lash. Do the price of 2 tickets, and then how much the accommodation would come to. Typically, I would like to stay in a place that's either self-catering or fully inclusive. And then I completely waive that $5,000 fee, completely, like bye-bye package, pay for 2 air tickets because it'll be me and my makeup artist, or me and my second shooter, depending on what package you want. And then accommodation for a minimum of 5 nights. And then it's like a $500 travel fee. So it's a huge deal when it comes to international stuff, because I'm not having to declare taxes for working out of state or working out of the country. That can be a whole cluster on its own. But I can get out of the country and see something completely different that I wouldn't have been able to do on my own dime. So
that's very interesting. So you actually ultimately don't end up charging them for the wedding.
Nope.
You charge them for that, which you don't then have to use for against your taxes.
Nope.
But you get a trip, and then wedding is 1 or 2 days, and then you got 3 days to scoot around.
Yeah, weddings typically, international weddings are typically 6 hours max. Beach weddings are Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo San Lucas. It's a 40-minute ceremony and pictures all in one, an hour, maybe 2 hours max, and I'm done.
What a cool story.
Time to go to the beach and get some pina coladas. So.
What a cool story. Okay, so Cherry asks, beautiful pics. What kind of camera do you use?
I use a full-frame Canon 5D Mark IV, and then I only use prime lenses, so 85 millimeter, 35 millimeter, 50 millimeter, and then the only zoom lens I have is a 70 to 200. I tend to stick a lot to my 85, only because it's so crisp and the aperture can go down so low. But I also like the 50, and then if I'm doing a wide-angle shot, like the one in the desert that you'll see coming up with some boudoir pics, that was a 35 mil. So I hope that answers.
Awesome. So I'm going to share with you about 8 boudoir pics we're going to talk about real quick. So these are the ones you sent me, which are beautiful, except I did take one more because I loved it, because you since have discovered StreamYard yourself.
I know.
Yeah, and interviewed with someone. So these are the first couple are a couple of beautiful black and whites.
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm showing those 2 pictures, tell us how you choose black and white or color, and do they bring their own negligees kind of thing?
Typically, they bring their own outfit. This particular lady had that bodysuit, and I make things as well. I mean, they're not couture things, but they're kind of put together. So I made the big tutu that went with that dress.
That one.
You just tied up onto a ribbon, and then I sewed hand beaded around the edging, and that was just a skirt that looked like a ball gown, but it wasn't. It was a 2-piece.
That is something that I really like.
People bring in their own lingerie, but if they don't have any, I have an entire closet full. And then I have these gorgeous gowns that can go over. This is the pink one. It's called the Adele. But yeah, typically they'll bring their own. I like to style my clients. So I'll say, hey, listen, you got a gorgeous skin color. Why not do a pop of pink? Always stockings. Yeah, always stockings. It doesn't matter what size you are. They're always going to look good. A tip for plus size ladies, and I'm one myself.
We're getting to that in a second. So
yeah, go ahead.
Please say that. Yes.
Okay, I will. Say it. Done.
No. You can say it. You can say it. Or you can save it till the plus size things. My last 3 pics are plus size, which I think is fabulous.
Yeah.
So these pictures, I think they're all in the same. Do you have this bed somewhere?
I do have that bed. It's actually a bed that I can transport anywhere. Like now that I'm living in Arizona and the weather's so amazing, gorgeous, and I'm not having to deal with negative 25, I'll take that headboard, transfer it to a desert, bring a blow-up mattress and my bedding, and we've got an outdoor set. So
that was my next question. So you have the frames, and is it fairly easy to set up the frame?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've got that one, and I also have an even chunkier one. I just lean it up and put a stick behind the headboard so it doesn't flop backwards. So it's just,
So
yeah.
this is a beautiful wedding. I'm sure this is like, surprising her husband. That's gorgeous. So that's when I noticed, and I think now we're getting to the plus size, ladies. So what I love about you is your confidence. And okay, not this one, not yet. One more. I kind of like this one. Where was this?
That was in Maricopa at a palm grove area that I found that was mixed with eucalyptus trees. And I just loved the whole texture behind everything. Her mom was actually doing a photo shoot wearing this gown, and she was just helping. I was like, oh my gosh, do you want to wear the gown and do some great pictures in the tree? She's like, yeah. So that was very spontaneous. But
I love it.
Thank you.
And that's what I think about. It's not, back in the days, back when I went to high school and whatever, it was in the studio. So everybody had the same background.
Yeah. And I like to change it up for my clients. Totally.
Yeah. So this, now we're getting, and then after this, I'm going to share my favorite one. I want you to talk about the plus size boudoir or any type of pick now, because you guys, Donae interviewed this girl. She used StreamYard. She did a wonderful job. And I just loved how you kind of brought her out of her shell. And
yeah, sure. So it's, Nicole's a very confident woman in her body anyway. I mean, she is a confident lady, and she reached out to me and said, listen, I want to do a boudoir shoot. I want to do something that's going to just empower me and make me feel amazing. So we met, and we spoke about some outfits, spoke about some ideas, and I met her the very first time at Dutch Bros, and we went straight to the shoot location.
Did you?
Yeah, I was driving straight to my go-to place up in the desert, and I passed this location up, and I stopped the car, I did a U-turn. I'm like, this is where we're shooting. And she's like, oh my God, I love it. And so, it was very empowering. She got very tearful during the session because I could see that power transferring into her. I have an amazing hair and makeup artist, Darcy from Crown Cosmetic Solutions. Shout out, girl. And she came out with me on set and did makeup and styling and helped me fluff the skirt and everything. But the empowering and the confidence that just exuded from her during the shoot, and then after, she literally broke down crying. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what's the matter? It just feels so beautiful. And that's something that I want to empower, and I want to transfer to every woman. It doesn't matter what your size is. We've got things that hide the flaws. We've got body angles. We've got camera angles. We've got lighting. It doesn't matter. Come and celebrate who you are. You're beautiful just the way you are. I'm a curvy girl. Actually, I'm kind of in right now because I'm thick. So, exactly. So it's like you've got to just accept who you are and love who you are and work with what you have. You got one body. Work with what you have.
I love it. So, I mean, that really transfers over. And so is it hard to transport all these things to shoots? Do you have a truck or do you have a van?
I have a Chevy Traverse, and it's got 3 rows, so I just kind of roll it down. Thanks, Sherry.
What do you have? A truck?
I have a Chevy Traverse. It's an SUV with 3 rows. I just put everything down, and everything fits in fine. So
perfect. Okay, so the price then includes your makeup artist and what was the other person?
It's a hair and makeup artist. It's one person.
Okay. Okay, so that's perfect. So, and you get to bring this person up. Geez, I wish I missed my calling. I could have gone to Europe with you on that.
I know. Yeah. I know.
So loving this. So I'm going to share the last picture because it's one of my favorites. When you had.
I'm excited to see which one you chose.
I bet you know.
Oh yes, there's Nicole, empowered boudoir girl, and this location is a secret location. I'm not sharing it where it is. How much bribery it's going to take? I'm not interested. But
some really cool real estate pictures there. I mean, that is a really cool spot. I mean, what is that? So here's my thing. I really love dead trees.
Yeah, it's a dead tree, but then the root system came up out of the ground and petrified and dried. And it's so cool. Literally on the side of a road. So we've got people driving past going, like, hey, girl. I have a disclaimer, like with girls. I'm like, are you okay with being seen? And Nicole's like, I don't care. I feel beautiful. I actually don't care. So it's on the side of the road. And the sun was setting. It was a beautiful, beautiful day.
I mean, that background is phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I use a lot of off-camera lighting as well, known as OCF, off-camera flash. So I use either my alien bees, or I use a handheld flash to the side, or I get my second shooter or my makeup artist to hold that. So you get some light on their face, or else you can do it in Lightroom. But I prefer to shoot right in camera versus trying to fix it in Photoshop. That's not for me.
Well, that's honestly a really good thing to know because, you know, I, as a television broadcast person in journalism, you know, I did a lot of photography with that kind of stuff, but I can do pretty good things with my iPhone, but I do edit later. And so I'm not going to do a professional, you know, wedding with an iPhone, but I love this because there's a lot more detail to it than people realize.
Yeah. And it was a story, you know, it's almost like this little chick hatching out of this nest and just kind of blooming into this gorgeous swan. You know, it was like a story. That nest just told a story. And the fact that there's a little bit of feathers on the end of that robe is just like the perfect thing. So that robe I also have in the studio for everyone to use.
So that's fabulous. And so when you have these pictures and you have the off camera, you said flash, I think, and other things, are those battery operated or do you have to have a generator?
No, they come with a battery pack that you charge up and you take on location. It lasts about probably like 2 or 3 hours. So it's pretty amazing. And it speaks wirelessly. So you're going to have a remote on your camera, a remote on the light, and they communicate with each other. When you press your camera, it goes boom straight away. So
how long does a photo shoot usually take?
About an hour and a half. Makeup takes about an hour 20, probably around about there, depending on the length of the hair and what needs to be done, obviously. I mean, my hair would take a long time. Makeup. Yeah.
We're gonna play a quick game. We're gonna talk a couple dating stories. We're gonna end with 10 questions, okay?
All righty, let's do
it. Ready for this?
Yeah. Wait, 1 second.
Oh, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking coffee, probably with a little bit of something.
Just maybe a little something in there. Okay.
Shh, secret.
We don't tell anybody. We don't tell a secret. Okay, so this is one of my favorite games, and I learned it on a YouTube show, Rhett and Ling, Good Mythical Morning. So it is Wiki How To, and it's a succession of pictures, and they all go together. Okay, but the thing is, it's not ever going to be the same characters. It might be like, you know, a male and a female, and then it might be a little kid, and then it might be like a black guy, and then it might be like some Asian guy on a bicycle. Like it's just the characters don't match, but the story goes together. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of pictures, and you're just going to guess.
I'm scared.
That's what each picture is, and then you're going to guess how it goes together. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's weird. It's weird. So here's the first one.
Okay.
It is. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, what is going on, Donae, in this picture?
Oh Lord! Do I have to tell you what he's thinking?
What do you think it is?
I'm gonna try to be as good as I can. He's thinking of something, but it needs to come out of his mouth. So he's doing like a little bit of like I'm doing, like filtering what he was really gonna say. So that's what's going on.
OMG, that is fantastic. Here's the next one, which goes along with it, mind you. Okay. What's happening here?
Lord. She doesn't like these touch, but she really likes those
Okay.
Or she doesn't have any of those, but that's a go-to. I don't know. It's
accentuating the lower regions.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one is it? Wait. Is it? Oh, there's two. I think there's either one or two more. Hang on a sec.
Oh Lord, I'm blushing. This
is the last one.
Lord, this one's deep. I can't do that. Logic. He wants to do what Spock would do, but his mind's telling him to do something not what Spock would do, to do the opposite.
Okay.
What is your interpretation? I'd love to hear.
Well, I already know, so it's too funny. Like to me, it's just a crack up because how do they go together? Okay, so here you said, I liked what you said. He's filtering his thoughts from his thing. So the whole thing, what do you think the whole Wiki How To is? What is it trying to teach you?
I have no freaking clue.
You put those together. This guy trying to filter, The girl who doesn't like her boobs but likes the lower region.
Okay.
And the guy opposite.
Oh, it's dating.
Okay.
I'm dating. I'm thinking about dating.
Now, you might have cheated. I almost did that because of our topic, but no, this is how to look entirely emotionless.
Oh, that works. I can see that.
So this one basically is relax your eyes and mouth, which is like, for me, like so hard to do. I'm like Jim, I'm like so full of expression, right?
All right.
So, take a moment to consciously relax the muscles. Poker players make an art form of this kind of thing, okay? Do not avoid eye contact.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Am I good?
You're doing pretty good, actually. Do not avoid eye contact because that can be perceived as an emotional reaction.
Right.
So the second one, then, you had said, which is hilarious, she doesn't like her upper region, loves her lower region. This is maintain emotionless posture. So you know how they say when you fold your arms, you're like feeling uncomfortable?
Yeah.
So avoid showing any emotion with the way you sit or stand. Don't cross your arms and sit back in your seat in a relaxed and unconcerned posture. To me, that just looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, and when she's in her purple pants, it looks like she's got a camel toe. Just saying.
Which actually would bring attention to her, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
And the last one, it kind of goes together because it's having emotionless conversations. So this is just speak logically. Channel your inner Spock and try to have conversations that express absolutely nothing about how you are feeling. Wow. I don't know how you could do this, but here's how they say. If you're asked a question about how you're feeling or something that can't be answered with facts, your best bet is to avoid the question by asking the question back.
Oh, okay.
So you can give a vague or ambiguous response too. So I suppose if they're like, "Did you go on a date last night?" You're like, what's your favorite? I don't know, what's your favorite date or something?
What kind of dating site do you use? Like that kind of question, just devoted, yeah.
I think I dated him. I think we all dated him.
I think I swiped left on that one. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to talk about now, and I think I forgot to put a banner up here. Maybe I did not. Oh, dating stories.
Look at you, dating stories. Oh boy.
I can't believe we're already at 27 minutes. How much fun are we having?
No, so much, Katy. Right? So much.
Okay. So much fun. All right. So we'll just do a quick thing. So, especially dating in COVID-19, we're not going to talk about. There's nothing funny about it. Like I've had friends who have lost people, and just recently, significant others and stuff. But I want to know, because you have actively been dating, and is it harder during COVID? Like, because I haven't put myself out there, so kind of how does it work? Is it the same thing? Do you meet people?
Yeah, I got COVID in December, and I was pretty sick. I'm not gonna.
You got over it.
Yeah, I got over it. I didn't die. Yay. But, I'm very hopeful. Like, I believe that there is the most amazing man out there for me, and I'm not giving up. Like, I've kissed a lot of frogs. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. It's like, I just want to meet that right guy. So I am on a few dating sites. Some I won't even give a shout out because it's plenty of freaks or plenty of frogs.
I call it pile of fuck ups.
Well, that works too. And, just connecting with somebody. Obviously they're going to like your picture first. Everyone's going to go with the picture. I'm not going to swipe right or click I like someone that's holding up a fish. I'm like, what the hell? Or doing something silly. But I connect with people. We start chatting on the app. Goes well. They don't come up with the most disgusting thing of what they want to do to you. And if they respect me, then I'm prepared to take it offline and do texting back and forth. Sometimes they'll send the most inappropriate body appendage to me. In that case, I block, and I'm saying,
elbow. It's the elbow. Nobody likes the elbow.
Oh, no, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to see your ding dong. Seriously, it's good. Yeah. It's not something I want to see every day. And if I do connect with somebody, I will agree to go on a date. Now, whether we wear masks or not is debatable. I mean, if he hasn't had COVID, he probably wants to wear his mask. I've had COVID, and I feel I'm okay for a while. That's just my theory.
I think it's 90 days, 3 or 4 months. I think you are.
Yeah. So. And then we'll go for a drink or coffee or a dinner, and see how it goes. Once you do start seeing that person on a regular basis, you're kind of limited on what the hell you can do. You can't go to a movie. You can't go dancing. You can't go to a concert. You can't fly to Vegas and do some shows. Like, you literally, okay, so what do you want to do?
Completely
Let's go for a hike. I'm like, I hate hiking. I tried it and I hate it. I'm not fit, and I prefer strolling or skipping. Like, hiking isn't for me. And there's so many people online that are like, I like hiking. Well, I saw a meme the other day. If all these people that are there online that say they like hiking, these trails should be completely full, and they're not. So yeah, it's interesting. I've had some disaster stories, which I've shared with a few private people, but oh boy, it's an interesting world we're living in. Fellas, respect.
Well, how many sites are you on? No judgment.
I've taken myself off.
Okay,
right?
a little bit.
So I've got Plenty of Fish. I have Bumble. I like Bumble because the girl has to make the first contact. The guy cannot reach out to me unless I've matched with him, which I like, because I don't like getting 15,000 messages a day. It's insane.
I don't have time for that. I just honestly.
My OCD is like, I don't like it in an inbox. It's full. I like to delete. So I'm like, I'm spending so much time just deleting all this crap. Yeah. So I'm taking a break. I'm not on Tinder because that's a hookup site, and I'm not.
Brian, I see trails packed, and I'm one of them. But he's in Colorado, just so you know.
Well, that makes a difference, Brian. Like, you're in Colorado, it's beautiful there. I mean, it's not warm in Arizona. We're gonna die. I think that. Oh, and Facebook has a dating app.
So I've heard about this, and I've heard from multiple people that they like that one better than most of them.
I actually would put that one at number one, only because you know that they have a Facebook account. Now, it doesn't mean that it's real. That's another story in itself. But you can see if you've got mutual friends. So if I match with somebody on Facebook, I'm going to reach out to that friend and say, hey, how do you know Jim Bob, or whatever his name is? Like, oh, yeah, he's a great guy. I'm like, okay, cool. He's a real person. But I mean, I've had my last two interactions online have been chatting to somebody, texting back and forth. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. You're such a nice person. I'd like to get to know you, blah, blah, blah. And you get ready, you go out for the date, and lo and behold, he's not real. He never arrives. So what's the point? Thanks for wasting my time. It's just bullshit.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like, that's happened, and that's happened to other people I know.
Yeah.
And this is really disappointing because I have heard that there are people out there, male and female, like, who initiate conversation and do this and kind of lead people on with the intention that they're never going to show up for the date. So yeah. I don't know what kind of a person does that. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm going to hell because I'm Catholic anyway, right? I grew up Catholic, but I mean, that just flabbergasts me. And
I think it's because they're expecting dirty talk, back and forth, dirty. I want to do this to you, and you could do this to me, and and then they get their thrills off of that, and then they discard you to the side, and then they move on to the next conquest, and it's the build up, and it gets to that point, then they move on. So in the minute you say, I'm not going to talk about that, that kind of stuff, I'd rather, have a relationship,
right?
Put my money, put my action where my mouth is, Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly. Brian says he's in New Mexico right now, so Sandia had a lot of peace. Well, see, Brian, I hope you met someone. Damn it. Yeah. So flakes for sure, and there's we can't live in fear. I probably am going to wait until the end of COVID. Katy again says, fakes and flakes.
Fakes.
Yeah. Put my awesome glasses on. But yeah, I appreciate you talking about it because to me, that's just really disappointing. There's just really, I'm an empath. I don't like to hurt people.
No,
and so there's just no reason for it. And so that's really disappointing that somebody would do something like that. But I got to tell you, you're a really strong individual and you just shook it off and,
get back on the field. I'm not going to let it ruin my day. At the end of the day, the guy is probably fake. So now when I meet with someone, I'm like, listen, you say this is who you are. I want your last name. I'm going to Google you. Sorry. Yeah. If you don't have a problem with me Googling you and you've got nothing to hide, you shouldn't have a problem with that.
Absolutely. My sister would always verify guys that I dated without my knowledge.
I have a friend that's like, give me his name. I will Google him for you. I'll find out all this stuff. And
go
for it. So, but just crossing fingers. I've been chatting to someone for a few days now, and we're meeting tomorrow night, so you never know. This could be my last online dating story.
Donae, I would love that. Okay, Brian says, I'm not part of they. Men have to deal with similar stuff. Where's the respect and romance? See, and that's true, Brian. And we're not trying to say it's all men, because I said men and women do it. So there was never any accusations against men only. That's for sure. And that's
Brian, there's also ladies that I know that guys have told me that have got follow me as my link, and it goes straight to a porn site. So
and I've heard of women requesting money from men to prove that they are real.
Yeah.
And so they'll send them money to their account or whatever, Venmo or something, and that's just strange to me. So it's a really weird world out there, you guys. But hopefully we can come to like some kind of better.
At the end of the day, if you're gonna be online, but be it a guy or a girl, it's all about respect. And how would you treat your sister? How would you like somebody to be treating your sister like the way you're speaking to the woman? That's how I always put it for me. You know, like I wouldn't speak to a man like that. I would never speak to my brothers like that. So why treat them like that? You know?
Yeah. Sorry, unfortunately, that's not the way everybody thinks. You know, because it's like you have a horrible breakup or something, and you want them to understand something. Let's say, and it's like, well, I can't expect them to feel or even think the way that I do. So you just kind of have to let it go. So that's the thing. I think with online dating or any kind of dating whatsoever, you just kind of have to go with the flow. And then hopefully you don't meet a douchebag, male or female, that doesn't show up for a date or is like weirdly aggressive when they don't know you and that kind of thing. But
yeah.
So did you take yourself off because you're talking to this fella now then for a little while?
Yes. And I'm done with all the drama. I'm done with all the fake. And I just out of respect, I'm like, I feel like this could be something and we'll see. If it's not, I'll give it a few more weeks and maybe go back on. But
you're gonna be just fine if it's not. I know you, so I mean, the funny thing is, guys, we haven't met in person, but we will.
But
it's good. Okay, so we're gonna end with 10 questions. Are you ready? Anything else you want to say about the dating world to put it out there?
Just be kind, be romantic, be sweet, and good luck. It's a crazy.
Yeah. Men and women alike, we all deserve a little respect, a little love, a little courtesy.
Yeah, and just be real. Don't be fake. Just be real.
Yeah, like listen, if you don't like me, I don't give a shit.
No.
Move on. Right?
You don't know what you're missing out on.
I'm off a cliff.
Exactly.
If you don't like me, believe me.
Yeah.
Well, sure. I haven't put myself out there for years. I'm thinking about it, but I'm not doing it until after COVID. That's just me, though. Plus, I don't have time. Like, even right now with COVID, like I don't have time to text someone all day, and I want someone to get upset. You know, Brian says a nice thing. He's so sweet. Hang on, he says, "For you, fingers crossed for you. I'm out. Me, my dog, and freedom is all I have left." Well,
you go, Brian.
Brian is pretty cool. He has travels around a bit. He's kind of figuring it out. It's good. He's So Katy asks a question real quick. My Bumble question is now. I don't know what that means. WAP or respect?
I don't know what WAP means. WAP. What does it mean?
I don't know what it means either. So if it's appropriate, please tell us. If it's not, privately message either one of us.
Exactly.
Okay, 10 questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Bring it.
You can give me deets if you'd like to. The first two are pretty simple. What's the part of being a photographer?
The freedom to be able to sleep in and have my son doing online school. We can snuggle as much as we want, and I can meet with my girls for cocktails in a drop of a hat.
Boom. It doesn't help. WAPS. We'll look it up later if you want us to. I don't know what that means.
We'll go to what's that thing?
The Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's the worst part of being a photographer?
People expecting the images to be ready the next day. Not happening.
Yeah.
Not happening. It takes at least 2 weeks for me to go through them all. Yeah.
Okay, do we need to update your son? I know. See, I haven't put myself out there.
This summer, so she's not alone. I got to go. We're going to go to the Urban Dictionary.
He doesn't know what it is, so. Exactly. Okay, awesome. So give me your best useless knowledge.
Best useless knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
Don't swallow the mouthwash you gargle with.
Okay. That's amazing. What's your biggest fear?
Spiders.
Really? Like what kind of spiders?
Big fat hairy ones.
like
the one that's under my pool filter right now. It's a big old wolf spider. I'm like, I am going to kill you. I don't know how because I'm standing 10 foot from you, but I'm going to kill you. It's not going to be pretty. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I hear spiders eat bugs, but I can't touch a spider either. So let's see. Best date or worst date? Your choice.
Worst date.
Okay.
Went out with a guy and he was very, very, very handsy, and I'm like swatting him off like a bee, like stop. But when he got to sit down at the restaurant and he stuck his hand under my booty so I could sit on his hand. That was fine. So I had to go excuse myself to the bathroom, took my purse with me, and asked to speak to a manager. And I asked him if there was a back door and if he could please exit me out of the building and walk me to my car.
Did he ever reach out to you?
Block. I don't care. I blocked him right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully he figured that out.
He's hoping. Yeah.
He did it.
Right.
You ever, like, this is not part of the
I don't understand what I did wrong. Yeah, hopefully he got it. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, since you're on the dating scene, sexiest food.
Ooh, sexiest food. Oysters.
I love oysters so much.
Too.
Okay, let's see. Is there someone you've met once but it made a huge impression? Only once.
I made an impression on me, or I made an impression on them?
You.
Okay, rephrase. What do you mean?
Is there someone you've met only once, but it made a huge impression on you?
Oh, yes. Yes. It took a while for us to finally actually meet and get together, but it was electronic. It was just like electricity, and everything was awesome, and he was not emotionally available. So everything matched. He had big bulging arms, and he happened to be in the fire department.
Oh, so you're like, hello.
I love
the way you handle your hose. Okay, so Brian says, on behalf of all decent men, I apologize. Ugh.
Thanks, Brian.
There are decent men out there, that's for sure. But
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, last question, then we're wrapping up. You ready? This is in the James Lipton style, these questions. He used to have the blue cards. He always asks this question. So, Donae.
Yes, Katy.
Last question. What is your favorite cuss word?
Oh, boy. Am I allowed to say it, or do I have to just like...
I guess. I mean, I just said
Mommy. I'm sorry.
Well, you can, however you want to say it is fine.
It's the F word. I'm like,
Oh, you can say that.
Fuck it. Yeah, it's.
I'm fucking saying all this. My mom hates it. I talked about this last week. I interviewed my friend Michael Dickens, and he likes what did he say? I think motherfucker or something. God damn it.
Oh yeah.
Mom's like,
I'm trying. Like, my goal for 2021 is to stop swearing like a sailor, but I don't know. Just when I get angry, it's just fuckity fuck fuck fuckity fuck fuck. So
it feels good. Well, and I always say we're really very intelligent then, because they keep saying if you use swear words, you're very intelligent. So that's my I want to feel smart, damn it.
I know. Do I sound smart when I say it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My mom's gonna be like, I can't believe you used that word on the Facebook. I'm like, I'm sorry.
On the Facebook and the YouTubes.
And the YouTubies. Exactly.
Today, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, Katy.
We learned a lot. I will put your wedding site in the I can't edit until after.
No, that's fine.
And add you as an addition. But guys, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. So Donae, I'll also add the YouTube.
I will.
Link so that you can share that. Hopefully, maybe people would. Hey, Donae, take pictures of me.
Yes, I need to pay my bills, y'all. Let's do this. COVID hit me and square in the noogie berries. So
you forgot to ask me, but I may try to do. I might do a follow up with you. Do the boudoir pics. We'll do like a little interview thing. We'll do like a.
Maybe we should go live with Katy.
Like a documentary. Well, yeah, and then share them or something. So we'll
live stream of your photo shoot, Katy.
I know, right? Wouldn't it be fun? Woo! I'll be like, I am going to jump off a cliff. Oh. So stay on for a minute, Donae. Thanks for joining us, everybody. As always, peace and love, friends. Donae, end with a positive thought.
Go rock your week. Go rock it hard. Done.
I'll go with that one. Remember, guys, we're in a difficult time. let's do what we can to stay positive. I know when you're in a situation you can't, but let's do what we can to love each other and care for each other, because we don't know what each other is suffering with. So thanks for that, Donae.
Awesome.
Thanks for that, guys. We will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm always like, where's the button?